When considering what kind of mould you want for your resin project, the HDPE moulds really are in a class of their own. The quality of the mould, however, does vary from company to company, so I wanted to do a short video just to show you how our moulds are made. At Rivetables.es we normally make between 25 and 30 moulds a week, which we send all over the world. So here I'm marking out 3 moulds of various sizes, which I can cut at the same time, but for the purposes of demonstration I'll be making a 600mm by 600mm mould, which is off to the States. HDPE plastic is the perfect material for non-stick moulds and is used in a wide variety of resin projects. Its non-adhesive quality does away with the need for any kind of duct tape or release spray. Furthermore, the moulds are completely reusable, with potentially an infinite number of times that the moulds can be reused. All the sides of our HDPE moulds are 7.5 centimeters high, 3-inch, machine cut to size and secured with threaded inserts and bolts, which allow for easy assembly and demoulding. Plus the sides are straight, not tapered, like some of the welded HDPE moulds on the market, leading to less wasted resin and less finishing work. The moulds can be constructed in a couple of minutes, and as is the case with the majority of moulds, the only additional requirement is the sealing of the edges with a standard silicone. The quality and the accuracy of the cutting of the HDPE is very important, as the more accurate the cuts, the less silicone is needed and the less finishing work will be required. So here I'm cutting the sides for the various moulds, 7.5 centimeters, 3 inches I mentioned before I go on to cut the base plates. The thickness of the moulds are 12 millimeters, half an inch. With this thickness we found it to be ideal. Anything thinner than 12 millimeters, the mould is slightly flimsy, which can have a result on your end project. And anything thicker is really unnecessary. HDPE is an expensive material, but bear in mind that it's only the surface of the HDPE which comes into contact with the resin. So anything thicker than 12 mil really isn't necessary. The accuracy of the components that fit together to make the mould is also very important, because it can have a bearing on your finished product. The more accurate the sizing, the less finishing work is required. And one of the benefits of using a machine like this is that you really can get pinpoint accuracy down to the nearest millimeter. So we're able to make moulds of any size very accurately. So after the trimming of the sides to suit the base, we're then able to start the construction of the mould. Just doing a double check, making sure that the measurements are correct. Prior to assembly, the sides are just slightly sanded, just to make sure that there's a perfect fit between the sides and the base, before marking out the drill holes, which are generally drilled off centre, just so it makes it easier to determine which side goes where. There's 2 sides of HDPE. The shiny side should face inwards. In fact, both sides will have non-adhesive qualities, but when they're constructed, it's always the shiny side that faces in. The sides of the moulds are clamped into place to the base, so the holes that are drilled in unison to ensure perfect alignment. One of the benefits of having moulds made to this accuracy is that you can make 2 moulds into one. We often get asked to make very large moulds, which isn't a problem, but it becomes very expensive to ship. The weight and the size generally makes it cost prohibitive. The benefit of using a mould like this, with this accuracy, is that you can make 2 moulds into one. So for example, this 60 by 60 centimeter mould could be made into 120 by 60 centimeter, just by removing 2 of the sides and connecting the 2 moulds together. The accuracy is that good. So the hole marks are trimmed with a razor, and then the holes themselves are slightly countersunk, just to make sure the threaded inserts are fitted and are completely flush to the sides. The 8mm threaded inserts are fully galvanised to prevent any corrosion over time, and also facilitate the easy addition and removal of the sides before and after the resin project has been completed. So after the last 2 sides are attached, any debris which may have been caused by drilling or sawing is removed, and then the mould is ready to go. So here we have a completed mould. The user assembly time is just under a couple of minutes. The only additional requirement is a bead of silicone around the edges. The beauty of these moulds is not only the easy assembly, but the number of times that they can be used. There really is no limit. So if you're interested in any of the moulds, check out the website. I'll leave a link below. We have numerous sizes on there, or if you're interested in something longer, wider or taller, then just send us an email and we'll get back to you within a couple of hours. Thanks for watching.